All right, boys, it's match week 6. We've got Premier League football to get into. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio's weekly look at the Premier League. We're three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. That's Brad. Down below that, Sean. We all support different teams. I support Arsenal. Brad supports Chelsea. And Sean supports Tottenham. So how are you guys doing today? What's up?
You know what, man? I'm excited. This looks like a really good weekend for football.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. This is like the first weekend in quite some weekends where I kind of feel like Arsenal don't have the weight of the world against us. So I'm ready for not an easy weekend, but a less stressful weekend, hopefully against Leicester. But yeah, so definitely some interesting matchups. We've got a couple London derbies, couple big boys battling it off. But I think the first game of the weekend, Saturday morning, early doors, we've got Newcastle at St. James's Park welcoming the champions, Manchester City. Now this is Manchester City without Rodri, potentially without Kevin De Bruyne. They still have Erling Haaland though. What do we think Joel's boys have any chance, guys?
You know what? Listen, man. It depends on who can bribe the refs more, Saudi League or UAE. No, I'm just kidding. Newcastle are probably gonna have a bounce back game with Eddie Howe. They got absolutely shellacked by Fulham away from home. This is at SJP. This is at St. James Park. Pep's trying to get as many points before this penalty comes down. He says, "You know what? I'm out." So that being said, the City's still getting this dub.
Yeah, I think this is a really interesting game. What do you think? What are you thinking, Sean?
Well, first I was shocked about 2-3 weeks ago. I saw that Miley was out for 6 weeks, and I click on the story, and it's his younger brother. He has a younger brother also in Newcastle. 6 months. That's why I was like, oh my goodness, that's depth that they're losing.
It's a big one.
But it is James Miley, not Lewis Miley.
Obviously, the better Miley, James.
Then, who else could be? He's supposed to, allegedly, according to these articles, supposed to be Trippier's replacement. Allegedly. Anyways, now I click on it just to check to make sure that I saw it right. Lewis Miley is also out. So his brother's injured. So I got it right, but in the wrong way. Not that he starts or anything, but that's just depth. That's just something that's needed. He's a good change of pace for their midfield.
Can I offer a super duper extra off topic anecdote about brothers in football?
Okay.
Did you guys see the Sullivan brothers with the Philadelphia Union? The 14-year-old brother just made his debut in MLS as the youngest player to ever play in MLS. An actual 14-year-old.
Yes, I did see that.
Not a fake 14-year-old Freddie Adu. Allegedly fake 14-year-old Freddie Adu. So just interesting anecdote about brothers in football.
Or Freddie Don't, as I call him. Anyways. So
dang.
I don't think you call him anyway, so.
Yeah, I call
him. But if he did.
Got it.
But if he did, that's what he would do.
Yeah, true.
Could you imagine if he did though?
I don't know. I mean, the boys are at home. The boys being Newcastle, they're at home. Isak is. I see here that Isak is going to be a pretty much game time decision. That's if they're without Isak, that's going to be trouble because I believe Callum Wilson is still injured. I believe
Isak has an interesting and potentially worrying injury history, it seems like, and this has been the nature of Newcastle center forwards for quite some years, because Callum Wilson can't stay healthy for more than 5 minutes, and if Isak kind of continues to be up and down, that's gonna be worrying for Newcastle.
Well, the troubling part is that his replacement without Callum Wilson would be Harvey Barnes.
Yeah.
And ideally, you would
Anthony
like to
Gordon.
have
Sorry.
no. Ideally, you would like to have Gordon on the left, Barnes on the right, or vice versa, however you want to do it, with Isak or Wilson in the middle. That would be ideal.
Yeah.
But to have Barnes in the middle, then you've got to play Almiron. They didn't end up selling him, right?
Yeah. I think Miggy is still there.
And
Maybe.
and
I
not
don't
that
know.
that's a bad thing. I mean he was huge last year. Not that that's an awful thing to have, but
I'm not sure anyone has ever described
and-
Miggy Almiron as huge because he's petite.
well, now you have. Yeah, so Anthony Gordon would be the left. So yeah, I mean that's a potentially big one because Wilson. Yes, I'm reading here. Wilson is still injured.
Of course he is.
So if Isak can't go, then that's big problems. I mean, both of them create bad matchups on opponents' back halves. So
I think this is a tricky fixture for City. I'm not sure I'm bold enough to pick Newcastle in this game, but I think it's a tricky fixture for City. I'm gonna say that in like Slovenia is gonna have a hat trick and Holland's gonna have a hat trick and they're gonna win like 12-0 or something like that. So maybe I'm just hopeful that it's gonna be a tricky matchup, but I could
well,
see
the stat
Newcastle.
still stands that it was something. It's something obscene that Man City. You guys can correct me if you remember the correct stat, but City with Rodri in the lineup have not lost in like 70 games or something.
It was
obscene.
Yeah, it was an absurd number of games, and they still haven't. Because they drew against Arsenal when he started. So.
And now, because when they struggled last year, he was out for about 2 months.
Yeah. So like that could be a potentially a big issue for City long term, not having Rodri, because they play differently and they play much better with Rodri. But I don't know. They've got them signing Gundogan back from Barca on a free. I think is actually huge. Gundogan was I mean, so you're gonna have a midfield pivot of Gundogan and Mateo Kovacic. That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent.
That's some solidness right there.
Yeah, and you'll put Kevin De Bruyne when he's back healthy right in front of them. I think almost every team is taking that as a midfield three in the Premier League. Almost everyone.
Or Foden.
Well, the annoying part about Gundogan is that he is defensively sound. But the annoying part is he has that, like, I always go back to like Chicharito of right place, right time. He has this just like innate footballing IQ to be right where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be, right? Like Gundogan in the attacking third, he is always where he's supposed to be, and it's obnoxious, right?
So that's maybe it'll be something. I don't know. Let's go to the battle of the Fs. We've got Nottingham Forest hosting Fulham. Fulham. That's the battle of the Fs. So that one is from the Community Stadium in Nottingham. I think. That one should be an interesting one if you were
it's
to
the City Ground.
City Ground. Crap. The community, maybe the Community Stadium used to be the Brentford Stadium.
Is the G-Tech Community Stadium.
Yeah, it used to just be the Community Stadium, and then it became the G-Tech. Dang, City Ground. I should have remembered that. But my point was going to be, if you look at the table, which I don't look at the table yet, this is 9th versus 8th in the Premier League. So,
yep, just above Tottenham. If we were looking at the table, which nobody's looking at the table yet.
The F game could be United Spurs. It depends on if you have my living room mic'd up or not.
We should do that. We should. It's like like you watch like an NBA.
You just mic up my living room.
Yeah, just Sean mic'd up. That would be good content.
I'll do that live stream. We should. We gotta mess around on YouTube so we can do like a live stream of us watching these games sometime. Yeah, see how quickly we get banned for swearing.
We have to find a weekend where I'm not coaching little soccer and you're not working and or doing something with your family.
Maybe the last week of the season we could figure that out.
That's a long time from now. I'm not That
a couple of months, not too far.
okay.
So,
we are.
but back to the actual F game.
Yes, thank you.
Back to the actual F game. Nuno has got the boys in the Midlands playing well.
Yeah.
And they're playing really well this year.
They
I don't think they're going to be in largely, hopefully, knock on wood, any danger of getting relegated this year.
Well, see, that's a problem because if I'm not mistaken, I think I picked Nottingham Forest to get relegated, and in fact, I did. I picked them to finish 18th. So, I need them to start not winning.
So it's not winning. Look, it's not that they're winning. I mean, they've won 2 out of 5. They're just not losing. They find a way to get the draw done.
Yeah, they're one of the 4 undefeated teams left in the league. So, do we think though? I think if you look at this on paper, if you look at that one at the beginning of the season, you think about Forest, you think about Fulham. You're kind of just initially thinking Fulham should win that game, right? That's at the beginning of the season without any games played.
Yeah.
But I think after watching 5 games, I'm not sure any of us are confident enough to say that Fulham will definitely win that game, right?
No,
we do have to remember that Morgan Gibbs-White will be suspended. Nuno probably will be suspended as well. He'll probably have a touchline ban because he got a red card in the last match. So that could have an impact.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nuno is out. Nuno will not be there because Anthony Taylor is the greatest referee ever, even when he's the 4th official, throwing out red cards. Brighton's coach will also not be at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, the American
this weekend.
The American.
Yeah, the American Brighton coach. That's from America. Was born in America, right, Sean?
Yeah, definitely.
You weren't yelling at me that he's actually German. I think German, we would expect Fulham to definitely run away with this game. But also playing Forest at home, we've always said is tough.
That's the other thing is that we think
so. I think we probably would have said this was a draw.
And this is why we highlighted this game because I think it's going to be a good one. Like if you have this is the midday time slot on Saturday. Yeah, this is the 10 a.m. time slot probably. So if you only have one game to watch and you're not like watching your own team, I think that like if you're a neutral, this could be a really, really good game to watch.
Yes.
You brought up the other F game, right?
Should we get to that F game?
The Manchester United hosting Tottenham Hotspurs from the not yet renovated or rebuilt Old Trafford. It's still the old one with the holes in the roof that floods.
Let's just hope for all the fans that it does not rain.
Yeah, right. You're getting soaked.
For all the fans in the stand. The intelligent part of this podcast, the 2/3 that actually watch football with eyeballs, Brad and I.
Bro, I'm with you. You said you fell asleep.
Okay, listen.
You ain't watching nothing with behind them eyelids, bro.
I fell asleep with you guys on 10 men defending with your face, like your whole face, the entire second half. It was boring.
It was beautiful.
It was boring. I fell asleep during that. I did not fall asleep during the Spurs game because that was actually exciting. That was riveting football if you watched it. But you probably didn't.
I didn't. And you're right.
No.
But us who watch football, me and Brad, know that United are poop. They are not good at football. Erik ten Hag is the true one and only bald fraud. Ajax have swindled, hoodwinked, stolen. Jurgen Timber is absolutely might be the only one that turns out to be halfway decent, and I think that's just because generally you could put any center back on Arsenal and they might be halfway decent because of what they play around. I don't even think he's actually that good.
Hold on.
That might be the only one. Timber? They have just swindled everyone in Europe. I don't know how they've done this.
Jurgen Timber had 0 passes completed in that game against City.
Urian Timber is, if you watch, apparently no one, he didn't watch that game with his eyeballs, Sean, because everyone can see
Yeah,
that,
apparently not.
he was an important player in
No.
that game.
I don't know how a defender
I get-
makes zero passes.
I watched the
but-
Arsenal. I watched the Arsenal Tottenham game, and what I saw was he may not have made any passes, but he got 2 fistfuls of goalie
Oh, here we
jersey,
go. Here we go.
which resulted in the goalkeeper getting a yellow, which was crazy to me.
We are dredging
Because
the very
normally-
bottom of the barrel.
Because normally, when somebody is the aggressor and grabs somebody like a 1950s Greece
Hey.
bully, normally they're the ones that get the card. But hey, listen,
Just
Wait,
maybe
was
you guys
Sean
were visiting
talking-
UAE this.
I will refer everyone to my comments last week's review episode from the Spurs Arsenal game. We don't need to rehash this. If you're interested in my
All right.
response, go back
Anyways.
and watch it.
The
Anyways,
Sean's talking
United
about
have been
this
fleeced. They have got a manager who does not know what he's doing. They're getting drubbed.
Sean's talking all this junk, and we know that the Spurs are going to get dominated, aren't they?
So
No, they're not.
I'm slowly coming around. I don't think I was ever very high on Eric Ten Hag, but I'm slowly
No.
coming around to the fact that he's probably the worst manager that I've ever seen manage a team in the Premier League.
Oh yeah,
He's awful. And he just picks one player each season to publicly beef with. The first season it was Cristiano, the second season it was Jadon Sancho, and now he's had some choice words from Marcus Rashford over the last week. And so like I just don't understand, and he my favorite thing about Ten Hag is he's always so quick to defend himself and his record, and it's never his fault. You know, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the statistics, we're the only team other than City to have won a trophy last year over the last 2 years. So we're obviously the closest team to City. Like, this guy is delusional and just like has the self-confidence. It's through the roof, and he will tell you about it at all times. But he is just an awful manager.
The problem with what he's doing is, I understand. So there is an advantage in the locker room of berating the star player and letting everyone in the locker room know,
yes,
that no one is above the locker room.
The first time.
There is a tactic for that. But the important part of what I just said is in the locker room.
Yes.
You don't take that to the media.
Yes. Like,
you do it in there and call him out in front of his teammates. Don't do it to the freaking media. Are you crazy?
You want to know what a perfect example of this is? Arteta and Aubameyang. When Aubameyang got frozen out at Arsenal, everyone knew it was because he had, like, Arteta and he had a bust up over Aubameyang coming back late from France after visiting his mother. Everyone knew what it was about, but in every single press conference, Arteta just said he's unavailable for selection right now. You know, we've got the 18 players that we're able to play with, and he's not available for selection. He knows what he has to do to be available for selection. He's not available for selection right now. And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was it until his contract was terminated and he moved on.
That's it.
Like
you don't need to take it to the media. Handle it in-house.
Yeah, and Ten Hag is so quick to go to the media and be like, it's not me, it's him. It's incredible. Yeah. It's incredible.
No. And then Sancho leaves and dominates in Dortmund.
He did well. Went to a Champions League final last year.
Yep, and now two games played for us, 2 assists in the Prem. Thank you.
I do. This. Before we get too far in the weeds, I will just mention this and then we can move on. But like, I think there is room for calling out the team in the media.
Agreed.
There is room for that.
Yes.
But it has to be the team. It cannot be somebody specific. You could say defense. You could say the attack's got to be better. You got to speak in generalizations. Otherwise, you're singling somebody out. You're you're undermining your relationship with the players.
And I think you also have to phrase it with, we as a team didn't play well, and that's my fault. I didn't prepare them well enough. And so we're going to be better because I'm going to prepare them better. And you take the blame as the manager and you shield them slightly. You say, yes, we played awfully. Yes. We weren't good today, but it's my fault. And I'm the first person to blame. And so if the media wants to come after someone, you need to come after me. Don't come after them because they tried to do what we told them to do. Yeah. It's simple.
That's part of being a manager.
Yes.
In every sport. It's from baseball to American football to basketball to world football. It's all sports.
Yeah.
You just take the blame and you give the players the credit when you win.
Yep.
That's it.
Sean, you want to know something?
That's your job.
You want to know something?
What's that?
I am desperately rooting for Manchester United in this game, just so you can eat some crap.
Oh wait. Do we know who the ref is, by the way?
Which is funny because I gave you
they haven't announced it yet.
I gave you my power rankings for like teams that I dislike the most, and you would think as an Arsenal supporter I would dislike Tottenham the most, but that's not true because I didn't grow up in North London, so like the geographical rivalry with Tottenham doesn't mean as much to me as actual like North London Arsenal supporters. But I hate Manchester United with a fiery passion. They're just below Chelsea in my dislike rankings. And for some reason, I just want you to eat crap from this because of all of like the times where you're like, Manchester United are terrible, and you're saying we're going to shellac them. I still contend that they're not as bad as you think they are. And I would find it very funny if United got a result over Tottenham this weekend.
I'm with you, especially after all this junk he's been talking on here and in the group chat.
It would be very funny. That's all I'm saying.
I do have a beef from that day when we were sharing our lists of most hated teams.
Yeah.
No one asked me why I hate Watford.
Okay, why do you hate Watford? This is actually a good question. Why do you hate Watford? Is it the Moose?
Yeah, we can end on some levity. Number 1, stupid colors. Number 2, Troy Deeney has a dumb face.
True.
Number 3.
Yes.
Number 3, moose aren't even native to England. How do they even know what a moose is? It's Canadian.
Hey, listen.
Why is a moose in your logo?
You know what? There is one good thing about Watford. Well, not about
Watford. It's so dumb. So dumb. Their whole club is dumb.
It's Fab's favorite team, apparently. Fabrizio's
favorite team is Watford. It's his favorite English team or his favorite team?
No, his favorite team is what he said.
How doesn't
it's so dumb.
Oh, no. I don't know. People asked him, what's your favorite team? Because they were trying to say he was a Chelsea fan. He's like, no, I'm a Watford fan. At the end of the day, I'm a Watford fan.
That's really stupid. Why would you
Moose aren't even native
it's
to
very random, too.
That seems
English folks in the 1800s would have no idea what a effing moose is.
We should do a deep dive into the I feel like you've said this before, and I feel like this has been my response before, but we should do a deep dive into the Watford logo evolution and see when they adopted the moose as their logo. This is not a question we have to answer right now, boys. This is just a question for us and our funsies. We'll pop off in a text message chain with Joel, and Joel will be like, "What is going on here?" All right, we're gonna put picks in on Discord, so you guys should do it as well. You have an opportunity to jump in our Discord. The description is in the link is in the description of this video or the podcast, wherever you're listening, and you can make picks for Matchweek 6. You can pick winners, you can pick losers, you pick who's going to draw, and we tally up all those points, and we read them out next week, and we say who won, we say who lost, and we have a running total of who's in the lead. So if you want to play along with us, do that. Join our Discord. It's all there for you. And it's been a lot of fun so far this year. So I think that's all we got. A couple, obviously full slate of 10 games this week. So, find your favorite and watch it and let us know about it. It does take place over 3 days. We got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday this week. Got the Monday night fixture. But looking forward to it. And boys, hit us up on Twitter. That guy's at KSBradG. down below at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany, and collectively we can be reached at Redcard_Radio. We will speak with you soon. Enjoy some football this weekend. Have a good one.